Greetings, Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today I have a cordless Hoover carpet washer. And to my understanding, this is the first upright cordless carpet washer on the market. We're going to go through and do an unboxing and give it a quick test. I just want to disclose that Hoover did send this to me free of charge, but no money has exchanged hands. And I appreciate Hoover sending this to me for review because it is the first of its kind. I did review their cordless spot machine and that worked pretty well. But I am very, very doubtful that a big plug-in unit running off the battery is going to work well. Hoover also sent me some chemical, so I'm going to be trying that out as well. I will also probably try this at some point with some non-Hoover chemical just to see how it does. And if you want to support the channel, check out the link below. I'll have a link to this and the chemical I use. Let's go ahead and do an unboxing. Microphone warning, headphone warning. These can be kind of loud. It is a BH50700v, by the way. All right. Well, customize your clean. Best for cleaning delicates, best for cleaning low pile carpet. That's interesting. It's got two different brush rollers. Oh, it's really small. I mean, it is. I have big hands, so it's deceiving. But that's maybe 10 inches. Okay, I see how it's going to work. Unit has been tested with water to ensure performance. It's interesting that they put that in there. Got a manual. We have a sample bottle of cleaner. Different than the rest. It's a stain removal formula. Oh! I am so glad to see that this is a tool from Hoover again. Back in the day, they used to have this. This is good. I'll see if I can find a link to this. This is good for any steam cleaner to reach up in there and get any hair or anything that might get stuck in the nozzle. So definitely don't lose this tool. You want this tool. So we got the nozzle here, the brush roller. We have the handle. This handle is familiar. And we have some sort of screen. Interesting. I have a water tank of sorts. And the water tank seems to have some sort of like screen in it, which is kind of a good thing. We have a battery charger. Now this is a little bit more serious than the other one-power chargers that I've seen in the past. Assuming that's the battery. Oh, that is the biggest Hoover battery I think I've seen to date. There's usually 2 and 4 amp hours. This one is an 8 amp hour. That is a big boy. Well, now things are starting to make a little bit more sense. And we have the unit itself, which has like an interesting piece of paper around the tank. And again, Hoover tells us if there's water in the tank that it has not been used. That's just them testing it for quality. All right, this is everything you get in the box. 2 brush rollers, a nozzle, a clean, a dirty tank, a charger, an 8 amp hour battery, a sample size of solution, a nozzle cleaner, instruction manual, a brush instruction manual, and the machine itself. Let's go ahead and assemble this. And I think the first thing you're going to want to do when you're assembling this is pick a brush roller. They have a little manual here telling you which one is which. So for high pile or shag, they say to use this one. And then for low pile or spot cleaning, you're using this one. And difference is this has long soft bristles. This has 1 row of long soft bristle and a short bristle. Real interesting. Well, we have a nice medium or high pile carpet right here, so you go ahead and put this in. So it just inserts in there. You have to get just the right angle in there. This is going to rock on, and you can see that there is some water dispensers right there, and the bottom. Really nothing to this machine. That's going to clip in. This is your dirty water tank. What's nice about this is it comes apart into pieces, which means you can let it air out so it doesn't get nasty. Oh, okay. That's interesting. These are spring-loaded, just detents right there. I like that. Now the handle, I'm going to put the handle on, and I know some people watch these because they're trying to return this Hoover or whatnot, but what is locking this in place is this little black guy right here. So if you need to take this apart to return it or do something else, you'll have to stick an Allen wrench or something in there to just press on this divot. So to install, just insert. Very, very simple. And then your clean water tank is going to go right there. And then we're just going to go ahead and pull that off. All right. And that's not really a screen, as that is a display with several LED lights in it, as you can see. And they have a quick start guide on here explaining how to use the machine. I just want to show how big this 8 amp hour battery is compared to the 4 amp hour battery in the 4 amp hour battery charger. So once again, a very serious battery, very serious charger from Hoover for this machine. I'm curious to see how the 4 amp or the 2 amp hour battery works in this machine as well. Now, thought from Hoover is you can actually put this under a bathroom sink if you need. So even though this tank is very, very small, they at least made it so that you can fit under the sink as well. And there's water and solution marks on the tank. However, I much prefer just to use the Hoover cup. And if you've never seen the Hoover cups, right here, they have marks right here, kind of like a laundry detergent cap. I much just prefer to use this. All right, well, the battery has charged as indicated here. Let's go ahead and install this. And let's go ahead and turn this on for the first time. Now, I've switched to the studio microphone because I want you to hear the real sound of the machine. So let's go ahead and see how that is. It is kind of weird. The battery just kind of sits at an angle back there. Looks a little weird. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Okay, right away I realized this is very different than a lot of the ones that I've used in the past. Usually you have a trigger on the handle. This has no such trigger on the handle. There's a plus and a minus button, and there appears to be a sensor on the wheel. As you are pushing it, it's going to sense whether it should be putting water out or just extracting. Now, before we can clean a rug or a carpet, you always want to vacuum thoroughly. And, well, I've got here a Hoover celebrity. What better vacuum to vacuum thoroughly with? All right, we're going to go ahead and try it on an area rug now. So for that, you're supposed to lift up the nozzle, change the brush roller out. So we're going to try the other brush roller. I'm curious to see how this works. Ah, it went in there pretty easy. That's super fast. Let's go ahead and give it a try on this area rug. All right, well, I've done the area rug. It sure looks a lot better. I will say I have a lot of fur that was in this particular area rug, so should have vacuumed it a little bit better first. And as I was using this, you might notice that fur came out. I think the rug looks pretty good though, especially compared to before. I'm not sure how well it comes out on camera, but it's definitely a shade lighter. And that was easy enough. Yeah, an idea what was in the tank. Yucko. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just shampoo this hallway. It's never been shampooed before, and this house, well, it's 4 or 5 years old, so let's see how this is. Of course, you always want to pre-vacuum before you do that, and we have done that. Okay, well, I just did this little section, and just my first thoughts right away is this thing is incredibly narrow. It is much more narrow than what I'm used to doing, so it's going to take you a few more passes compared to some of the other ones. But again, it is cordless, and it is using a cordless motor. Let's see just what's in the tank. Get you a close-up of that. Yeah. All right. Well, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and just do the whole rest of this hallway, and I'll probably edit that in. Well, the carpet feels very wet to me, but it is working, and I really like the fact that it's switching the water on and off for me. I'm not having to actually hit that. I'd kind of like a manual mode to do some spots, but they did include such a feature, which I think is really interesting. All right, I just went through the dry only mode with this, and I think that's probably an essential when you're using this. After you're done using the dry wash function, go through with the dry only and do a pass or two. I think you're gonna be surprised how much you pick up. I definitely was. So this being cordless, I think it's a little underpowered compared to some other ones, and you can see kind of, that's what I picked up just doing the dry only. So definitely do that. Well, let's go ahead and empty it. See what was in there. Well, it's fairly clean and easy. You can get to everything in this, which I really, really like. No hair on the pre-filter, but there is a pre-filter here. And if you did need to clean it off, you just give it a half a twist. Comes right off. Very thoughtful from Hoover. I want to show you how the spot cleaning mode works, because it's pretty unique. So when we turn this thing on, we're going to hit the power button, and then we're going to cycle up the menu. Now, when we do that, you'll notice it's a lot wetter. It's always spraying when you do that, which I really like. I think that would be super useful for a pet stain or something. And that's kind of maybe the use case scenario for this, is maybe not so much to use as a traditional carpet washer, but to have this as a carpet washer for quick pickups, like when the pet has an accident. And I think there's something to be said about that. I think trying to do your whole house with this is going to be a chore. I have a fairly big basement down here, and just doing this hallway, I felt like it was a chore with the machine this size. But I'm very intrigued by the technology, and I think this is something that's going to blossom in the future. So I want to give Hoover a big thank you for sending this to me. Again, no money has exchanged hands. This is not a review. This is just like the unboxing, the first look, because this is such a unique product. I will do a detailed review, and I probably will go through my whole house with this and give you my final thoughts on that in another video. So hit that bell notification. Make sure you subscribe. If you really like what we're doing, go check out our Patreon. Thanks for watching, folks. Have yourself a great day.